Pap, good to see you. You're basically our Red Sox insider too, so I want to give you the heavy hitter right up top here. Jarren Duran, Alex Bregman, any of the big boys getting traded at the deadline by Craig Breslow and company, or are they pushing chips in? What's happening out there?
Man, I hope not. If they want to make a run at this, you better keep Bregman. You better keep Duran. I'm hoping this is just part of the gamesmanship that you play at the trade deadline, just seeing what you could possibly maybe get or throwing a name out there. I don't know. But I get this weird feeling like they're going to be sellers and buyers and try to create this perfect deadline acquisition with this guy and that guy. I think it's just real. I don't think Breslow needs to get too complicated with this. It's real simple what they need, and they need another stud pitcher in that lineup if they want to have a postseason contending roster. They need that, and they need another right-handed bat. Bregman's going to come back, but they also need another right-handed bat, and hopefully this Hicks kid can come through in the bullpen, and they've already added that piece in the bullpen, so they won't need that with Chapman and Hicks setting each other up on obviously closed situations. So I don't know, man.
I mean, is a 500 team going to be able to make a run? Are you really expecting this, or are you full? Is it payday? No, it's not the 15th yet. So I just didn't know if you just opened one of your paychecks from Nesson.
No, look, they've been playing teams that suck. Let's be honest. And I'm going up tomorrow for the series to do the series with the Tampa Bay series before the All-Star break. And if they continue to do what they're doing against teams like Tampa Bay, then I will say yes. But this series, believe it or not, to me, is one of the biggest series that they will have this year because, number one, you're going into All-Star break. You get to see what you have before that. And, number two, Bregman may or may not play. My guess is he's going to end up playing at this series at some point before the All-Star break. So he's a big catalyst to this team. And right now he's coaching from the bench, and you can only do so much. But, the two big things are how are they going to play against good teams, and what are they going to be like when Bregman comes back?
Are they going to extend Bregman before he becomes a free agent? Because don't forget, he's a Boris client, and they pretty much need to because he's about the only veteran presence that they have in that position player core.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to, but you know how it is dealing with Boris. You never know. I think that is one of their goals. I think that's one of Breslow's and Sam Kennedy's goals to get someone like him who is a leader in the clubhouse and a leader on and off the field. Which they desperately need right now. And hopefully they can get it done, but I have a feeling this is going to spill into the off season. And, he may be looking for more years than what the Red Sox are going to try to give him.
Are the Red Sox afraid of older players in the sense of leadership? You look at this team. I was just at the field 2 days ago, and somebody asked me, they were like, "Oh, did you play with any of these guys?" And I was like, this whole roster's like 24 and below. And the Red Sox have this front office has constantly been like, don't buck against us. We know what is right to do on the field analytically. You need to listen to us pitch calling stuff. You need to do all this stuff. So now they have a bunch of yes men because they're all young on this roster. Do you feel like that could be a detriment because some of these guys are coming up? They don't know how to play defense. They don't know how to put at-bats together consistently, and they're just constantly a talented team that plays 500.
Yeah, man, Kratz, I think you hit the nail on the head, really and truthfully. They are one of the younger teams, and it shows. It shows when they play. Hell, they lead the entire baseball in errors. So it is a detriment. It already is been a detriment this season, and they're trying every day to overcome those types of situations, including, it seems like every hitter you look up every night, all these young hitters, and I watch it from the perspective of a pitcher, but it seems like these hitters are 0-2 from the on-deck circle. Most of these young hitters, Cedon, Wilyer Abreu, they just seem to fall 0-2 right out the gate. And, to me, that's not passing the baton. That's not putting at-bats together and trying to get the lineup through so that your damaged guys can come up with men on base in situations like that. So, yes, they're already suffering from it, and I'm afraid the biggest thing I'm afraid of is this is what's going to keep them out of playoff contention this year.
But the defense was Devers' fault, I thought. They blamed Devers the whole – wait, didn't they just – I thought, but he's not there anymore. So the defense hasn't gotten better. But anyways, the other night I want to talk to you about pitching. Brayan Bello pitched awesome the other night, right? First complete game of his career. Is this him maybe taking the next step? I know it was against the Rockies. I don't really care, though. It was a CG, the first career one. Could he take the next step? Because a couple years ago, this was the guy the Red Sox were counting on long term, and he's kind of taking a step back. Is this him going back the other way?
Yeah, you're right, AJ. I mean, they've paid him, and they expect a lot out of him now. And I don't go back to his last start. I know his last start was phenomenal, but the start before that even was where I saw him start to change in the way he used his fastball. He was early on in the season nitpicking with his fastball early in the counts, and now he's going straight after hitters. He's getting ahead of hitters. And you know as well as I do, guys, anytime you get ahead of hitters, you have the hitter on his heels and advantages to the pitcher anytime you get ahead of him. So he's doing that more. But I tell you what, to me, it's an attitude a difference in his attitude that I've seen him come out. He used to guys would get on and he'd kind of bitch and complain and, shrug the shoulders. Now it's like, bow my neck. Let me go out there. Let me give the team what I want. Let me give them everything I got. So I think it's a different approach in him mentally in the way he's taking these games on each and every start. But they're going to need him. And also on the other end of it, you got Giolito, who, hell, his last 7 or 8 starts have all been quality. But it's got to continue. And you have another guy in Houck, hopefully that can come back. If Houck doesn't come back the way Houck used to be, he's pitching the minor leagues right now. If he doesn't come back like the old Houck, then they have to go get somebody else. And that's going to be the difference maker there.
AJ, we're in Vegas right now, and I have not had a lot of time to eat during the day. So
no.
What could we do?
I would love a Huel right now. Vanilla Huel would go down perfectly because when I have to skip meals because I'm too busy doing what you do in Vegas, which is not eat, I need a quick replacement, and Huel is the perfect thing.
I'm a chocolate guy myself. It's got the chocolate milkshake vibes to it. If you miss a meal, Huel can be your answer. If you're looking for a big protein boost, Huel can be your answer. So go check it out. Our friends at Huel are part of today's sponsorship. They've got you covered, spelled Huel. That black edition is a complete meal to feel full, focused, and ready for your day. Little prep, basically no prep. Shake it, open it. Huel has sold over 500 million meals around the world, and now it's your turn to try it. So go to Huel.com/foul and get Huel today with the exclusive offer for the FT fam of 15% off for new customers if you use the code, you know it, FOUL, minimum $75 purchase. Get after it.
What about Walker Buehler? What do they do with him? Because he hasn't been that great this year either. And, they're getting to the point now where it's put up or shut up, right?
Yeah, there's no question about that, AJ. And, you commend him because, every time he gets interviewed after a post-game interview, he says that, hey, this is not me. This is not my stuff. I'm searching right now to try to find my fastball, try to find my slider. But, to me, it's a mechanical thing with him right now. And they asked him if he was injured at all, and he said he didn't want to discuss that. So I'm sure there's little tweaks and stuff going on with him right now. But to me, it's more mechanical. And I don't know if it's a lead leg mechanic thing where what I personally think is his stride's a little bit too long. He's just cut his stride down just a little bit, get back on top of the baseball so he can command it a little bit more. But I don't think he has a long rope. There's no question about that because you're getting to the point of the season where you can't afford to have these starts where your starter goes out and pitches 2 1/3, and then you waste your bullpen for the entire series. So the rope is definitely short for Walker Buehler.
All right, and then there's another guy that we mentioned. You're talking about all these young guys. Kristian Campbell. They signed him to a deal. He's not even on the team anymore. What's the long-term prognosis, whatever you want to call it for him? What's the long-term look ahead to see where he's going to be and what he's going to do for the Red Sox? Because they paid him, and then all of a sudden he couldn't hit at all. And now that he's back in Worcester or wherever he is working on his swing.
Yeah, he's in Worcester, but that's your typical, yes, we made a mistake. We called this guy up too early. And I don't think that he's going to be called up back to the big leagues anytime soon until they 100% know that he is ready.
But that was your guy, Pop. That was your guy coming out of spring training. That was your Rookie of the Year, your MVP, your Mr. Red Sox. He was going to the Hall of Fame. Now he's in Worcester, and there you just said he's not. Man, we all make mistakes.
Yeah, well, I thought that too, but now I've moved on to Cedon. Cedon's my guy now. So yeah, so Cedon's my guy now. But yeah, it's just they look, AJ and Kratzy, as well as I do, man. When a kid comes up to the big leagues, the moment he walks through those doors, you can look at him, have a 2-second conversation, look in his eyes, and know, man, this kid is ready for the big leagues, or man, his eyes are big, and look out, I don't think he's ready. And that was the case for him. Man, I could look at him and be like, oh no, oh damn, he don't have that look in his eyes, and he had it. And so he's going to have to regain it. It's going to be a while, that's for sure.
Pat, you look around the league right now, and it's Kristian Campbell too. It's it's your Nettos, it's your Shanawells. There's teams that are calling guys up, Wyatt Langford, Dylan Cruz, calling them up with like a year, less than a year of minor league time. When you played, there's a handful of guys that got called up with less than a year of minor league time and those guys are Hall of Famers, fringe Hall of Famers. Are the Red Sox, because the teams that do this, they're trying to just like capture lightning in a bottle and like hope this works. Should the Red Sox be a team that hope things work? Because I've seen their minor league development, and they can develop players if they're left down there. Did they do him a disservice by calling him up because of, you know what, we locked him up and now it's an opportunity for him to be in the show?
100%, Kratz. I mean, he had an amazing spring training against a bunch of AAA pitchers, I'm sure. And, the eyes get big and, we got this new grand prospect and everything is great. But look, at the end of the day, he was not ready. And the Red Sox were in a situation where they needed somebody at second base, right? So I fully blame Breslow for doing this. And, he knows this. Brez is not dumb. He knows that they called him up too early. But the thing is that there's still potential there, I believe, and the Red Sox believe it. So, and on Meyer and Roman Anthony too, hell, they're just now kind of starting to come into their own. They were, in my opinion, they were called up too early as well. It was, look at these shiny new tools we have. Let's hurry up and call them up. And, just now they're starting to get going. But this is throughout Major League Baseball, and you see it. So to me, it's a lot tougher on the player when you get called up that early and you're not ready.
Pap, last one. Aroldis Chapman showing everyone how easy it is to be a closer at a late stage of your career. So how incredible is he to watch? Do you notice anything about how he's able to do this for such a long period of time? We all know he's jacked and he's a gym machine, but so are you. So what do you notice?
Yeah, so the one thing I notice is that he lifts every day. I try to lift every day, but regardless, there's some days where you do need rest. But he actually doesn't eat at the field at all. So when he gets to the field, he doesn't eat. He only eats his these drinks and these shakes. So he doesn't eat food while he's there. So I'm not sure what he's doing on or off the field, but his work ethic to me is what what you hear from everybody around him, right? Man, this guy's an animal when he works out. He works out in the morning. He gets up, takes a nap. He reminds me a little bit of Mariano Rivera that's not Jack. He works out, takes a nap, works out, does something else, takes another nap. And that's how he goes about his day. And to me, it's obviously working. But to see a guy still doing this at his age, it's incredible. And I enjoy watching it every night. I mean, he is a specimen to watch.